For months, I went out with my friends and I'm jigging from the shoreline all over the islands, and I made sure that my mustad ball bearing swivels were the same length as the jig or longer. And I consistently beat out everybody every single time I did this. So I would say that it really doesn't matter if it's longer or not. If the fish are hungry, they're going to hit it. Thank you.
Good morning, guys. Scuba Chris here in Hawaii. I'd like to show you some of the new items I got for Mustad for my shoreline jigging, and I'm going to show you the reason why I'm going to go jigging using these products. Over here, I got more jigs here again, and this is the reason why I want to make this presentation. These are ball bearing swivels with rings on them. This is what I use for my jigging. I attach the line directly to this and to the jig, and I'll explain why. And plus, I was sent all these new Aji materials to be used because Mustad will be releasing it this year. Okay, so when I go shoreline jigging, my system is, well, everybody has a different system. This is my system. I tie my line directly to my ball bearing swivel. See that? And all these boxes, all 4 boxes here, are all different sizes. And this is one of the main ones I use, and I use one that's a little bit smaller than this. I use a few that are larger, and I just, like I said, I just tie this directly to my line. This is my all-around size here. See that? Just tie that directly to my line, and I'll go ahead and clip that off. So what I do is I try to stay within a quarter to a third, meaning that whatever the length of my lures are, my jigs, I will use ball bearing swivel setup like this that is roughly a minimum of a quarter to a third of that length. And it's worked very well for me. But recently, some of my friends are saying, hey, you know what? That's too big. You should go smaller, like with tactical clips. But then again, you know, if you go directly to a tactical clip, you got to add a ball bearing swivel to it because you need it to turn. Otherwise, the line's going to kink up, especially if it's braid. So everybody that I normally go with, I catch more fish than them. And I use this system, and it kind of bothers them. So some of them started to use what I use, and they find, hey, this works. And so just to prove my point, I'm going to show you some pictures and clips of me using the largest ones I have here. I mean, huge ball bearing swivel clips like that on jigs that are that are just a hair under that size or the same length. And you know what? I proved my point because I still go out with my friends and they see me using this stuff. I still catch more than them, and I'm using these super huge size ball bearing swivel clips to jigs that are roughly the same size. So I made my point is that the size of these ball bearing swivels really don't matter that much. I'm sure it does, but it really don't matter that much. A lot is technique, the type of gear you use, but I still catch fish using my system. And my system is basically going the length of this, going about a quarter, minimum to a third of the length here. That includes the trailer hook, and that would be for this type of swivel here. And I'm going to just show you some clips to show that it holds true. I just wanted to point this out. I mean, granted, it's different everywhere. This is in the flats where the water's dirty. So maybe in the cleaner water, it won't hold. That's true. And you know what? That's debunked too, because I figured it out that it still works in the clear ocean water, but it also depends on the species you're targeting. So I just want to show that this is the system I use, and it does work. You can do whatever you want that works for you in the areas you go to. Thank you.
Now here's a decent 30-gram jig with a nice big Papi'o on it, and look at that setup. That rig there is the same length as a jig, just to prove my point. And as further proof, look at the length of this ball bearing swivel. It is actually longer than the jig, so that really proves the point that it doesn't matter on the size.
Really high tide here. Let's see. There. Looks like a jack. Yep, looks like a jack. Decent sized one too. Oh, don't let it get caught in there. If in doubt, just walk backwards. Whew, nice size jack. Oh, and he hit the chartreuse right on. Compared to my hand, that's a good size jack. Okay, just barely caught him with the hook. Look at that, barely caught him. Whew. Okay, guy, good size. Thank you for the fight. There you go. Barely get my hands around it. Really good size. Whoa, heavy sucker. Woohoo! Look at the size of that puppy. Okay, baby. Thanks for the fight. Not quite as big as the one I got the other day. This one's about, I don't know, 6 pounds maybe. Got him out. Look at that beautiful fish. Gorgeous. Okay, boy. Thank you. Good fight.